Hello, everybody, and welcome back to the MLB DFS Slate Breakdown for Friday, September 19th. We only have 10 more days of the regular season for MLB. We got to get after it. It is the second to last Friday of the season. We got a nice big slate on tap, and we're going to dive into it all. But before we do, come join us at LineStar. We do have the free trial option. If you've never tried us out before, go to the website, try us out there, or download us on iOS or Android. You get access to all platforms with one subscription, 7 days free. Try us out. Now, I'm your host, Tyler Wiemann, and we're going to dive straight into it. We're going to skip the review of yesterday again because of the weird slates yesterday, how DraftKings main slate was in the morning, FanDuel's main slate was in the afternoon. So we're just going to dive straight in. We're going to go position by position, starting with pitchers to consider. Then we will go to some high-owned, some pivots, and then we'll go over to the stacks, do the same over there. So starting out with our high-owned pitcher, we got Garrett Crochet, the lefty at 10.5K. We got a 23-point projection. The consensus is also at 23. And there's a lot to like with good old Garrett, 4-star alert score. Tampa Bay has been striking out a bit versus lefties. They hit them hard, though, with a 165 ISO. All in all, Crochet, too good of a pitcher not to consider. 2.89 FIP over his last 20 and a 4.06 over the last 5. Josh, good morning. Snoop, good morning. Thank you guys for joining us. And he has struggled a little bit over the short term, but that K rate's up at 35% over the last 5 with a 4.06 FIP. All in all, absolutely fine going to him. He is just too good not to consider. The team can hit versus lefties, but we have a game total of only 7, and Crochet is one of the better pitchers in the slate with an absolute giant ceiling, and his price is down to 10.5K. This is a guy that was 12K, 12.8K. I don't mind going here. I think he's too cheap not to consider it. Next, we got Sonny Gray, 8.7K. Sonny is in a very, very tough spot versus Milwaukee. We only have a 2-star alert score. He's in a pitcher-friendly ballpark, but he is not facing a team you want to go against. He's also been a little rough lately, 4.12 FIP versus his 3.24 over the last 20. K rate's fine. StatCast data's fine. It is the matchup that is not fine. Milwaukee just hitting the ball hard, getting on base at a high clip, high average, stealing bases. They're just doing absolutely everything, and they've hit Sonny Gray well in the past. I'm having a very hard time to get to Sonny Gray. I think there's a lot of places to go at high own. I'm kind of out on Gray. Next, we got Hunter Brown, 9.5K, 3.5-star alert score. Seattle, 21.5% K rate versus righties, but they crushed the ball. Almost a 200 ISO, 350 WOBA. While Hunter Gray is very, very good, I would much prefer just paying up to Garrett Crochet. I don't mind some Hunter Brown. He's a good enough pitcher and can shut out anybody, but he is in a very tough spot. Almost as tough as Sonny Gray here versus Seattle. This 7.5 game total is low, though. This game should play like a playoff game. These two teams, are neck and neck for the AL West. So this one is going to be a big one. It's only a half game difference. Winner of this game has sole possession of first place. The Mariners could take over in this game. Definitely interested in Brown, but also don't totally love going there, as both teams could go to the bullpen a little quicker than normal if they see their team struggling due to the playoff nature of this one. Next, we got Dylan Cease, 9.8K, 3.5-star alert score. SD, heavily favored, minus 194 favorites. White Sox striking out a lot. It's also revenge narrative here. I believe this is the first time that Dylan Cease is going back to the Chicago White Sox and their stadium. We know how good of a pitcher he is. Cease has struggled a bit this year. All in all, though, I don't mind getting to some of it. Split-wise, 239 average over the last 20, 243 over the last 150. ISO's around the same, WOBA's around the same, but they're striking out at almost 27% over the last 20. All in all, I think this is an interesting spot. 28% or 27.9% combined K rate, 9,800. Sign me up. I'm there for it. Definitely one of my better play or one of my favorite plays with Crochet. Next, we got Brian Wu. We're going to skip Jason Junk because I just do not want to be playing him. It's another tough spot, but Wu has just been incredible. The consistency that he has shown this year has been wild. Pretty much living in that mid-20s with showing that sign of a high 30s ceiling consistently. He is much worse away, though. That's the issue there. Opponent team splits, they've been solid, all season long. Same situation here. The BVP data is fine. 27.8% combined K rate. I don't mind going there. Don't totally love it just because he's away and he's so much better at home, but I'm going to have some Brian Wu. He is too good, too consistent. I just wish he was a little bit cheaper here. Next, Pablo Lopez, 9K. I'm super intrigued in this spot for Pablo Lopez. We're talking about a guy with a 3.14 FIP and a 24% K rate over his last 20. He has struggled a little bit in the short term. That K rate's down. The FIP is up. StatCast data is fine. The splits look very good for him this situation. The BVP data is a little bit scary. Now, there's a couple hitters that have hit him very, very well. Jose Ramirez is one. Steven Kwan is another. If Lopez can get around those guys, I think he's in for a very good day. He got up to 99 pitches last time out. And so he's fully stretched out. He's better at home. I'm intrigued. I'm going to have some Pablo Lopez at 9K. We know he has a solid ceiling, and he's going super low owned. Then we got to talk about the prospect Spratt. He's been extremely good. 6 innings, 3 earned runs, 7 Ks. 6 innings, 0 earned run, 3 Ks. Only 70 pitches last time out, 88 the time before that. He is going to be able to go, 6 innings or 90-ish pitches if it takes him that much. I'm a little intrigued at his price on DraftKings at 7,800. He's only shown us, 17 and 16 fantasy points, but low 20s K rate, 2.5 FIP. StatCast data looks good, and he's in an interesting spot versus the Nats. Now, the Nats are hitting better right now. That's the one scary thing about it, but I don't mind some of him. The Miz, I would like. My issue with the Miz is it is so hard to know how many pitches he's going to go. 75, 108, 73, 93, 78, 54. How do you project that? So that is the issue. If you want to take some shots on him and think he's going to get a little more leash, the kid's incredible, and he has a very, very high K rate, so that ceiling is there. He's in a decent matchup. I don't mind some. Just understand what you're getting yourself into here. It's a very, very hard projection because we have no clue how much leash they're going to give him as far as his pitch counts, but he's a very good pitcher. Robbie Ray versus the Dodgers. 4.08 FIP over his last 20, 3.73 over the last 5. The thing we have to watch out for him is his walk rate, 5.6 per 9 over the last 5, 3.5 over the last 20. Now, if he can get that control dialed in, he can shut down anybody. His K rate skyrockets. He has some good stuff, but he's in a very tough matchup. one that he hasn't done the best with versus the Dodgers last time out. Last week, actually, 5 earned runs. Earlier in the season, 2 earned runs. Last year, 1 earned run. The year 2020, 5 earned runs. You know, you never really know what you're going to get with Robbie Ray, but I got to bring him up because the ceiling is there. Kershaw, retirement Kersh, 3.63 FIP over his last 20, 2.61 over the last 5. The issue with him is his K rate is just way, way down in the latter years of his career here. His StatCast data still looks good, though, and it's a very interesting spot. The Giants haven't been good versus lefties. BVP data is good. K rate's fine at 7K. I don't mind getting some Kersh the day after he announces his retirement. I think it's an interesting spot. And then Tyler Mahle, I got to talk about just because I want to let it be known he's only going 75 pitches. You know, they said or more, but he only went, 52 pitches in his last rehab outing. I doubt they're going to go from 52 all the way up to 80 or 85. So just know that there is a little bit of a ceiling on what he can do today. He's a great pitcher, but he doesn't have a big K rate as it is. Now, getting over to our FanDuel pitchers, Crochet, highest owned by far. He should be. Only 800 less is Cease. Crochet has a higher floor, has a higher ceiling. It makes sense that he's going higher owned. Brandon Wu, 10.8K. I can't warrant going to Wu when Crochet is there. I'm going to have a lot of Crochet, but there are too many other pitchers if Crochet is 40% owned to not consider. Cease, Wu, Lopez, Brown, all. And I'll throw Ray or Kershaw in that mix as well. I think all of them have some interest. And then a guy that we didn't talk about, and I probably should have on DraftKings. I'm not playing him on FanDuel at 10.5K, but in DK where he's cheaper, Rogers, 2.88 FIP over his last 20 and 2.35 over the last 5, or the 26% K rate over the last 5. It's an interesting spot. He has been incredible, and this team striking out at 29% over the last 20 for the Yankees. They've been hitting well, but also striking out a fair bit, and Rogers has been good, you know, for as long as he's been healthy. He's been good this season. So on DraftKings, I don't mind a little bit where he's a little bit cheaper at 8.9K. The ceiling is there for him. Just a tough click. Now, let's get to some stacks before we can round this out and finish getting ready for the prop show, which will be at 11 o'clock a.m. Pacific time, 2 p.m. EST. Please also like, comment, subscribe, do all that stuff for our channel. It helps us a ton. Now, our high-owned stacks, we got a Colorado game. The game total is 12, way higher than anything else. The Angels are coming in 70-ish% ownership. Blaylock is bad. 8.27 FIP over his last 5, 6.67 over the last 20. You got the bad bullpen behind him. Makes a ton of sense. On the other side, you got the Mitch Ferris, who has a 5.65 ERA, and behind him is a terrible bullpen. Makes a ton of sense that there's a lot of ownership here. Now, the thing is, both of these offenses have been struggling a little bit. Both offenses haven't been good. So there's also some reason to fade them. Now, the issue is that you go from 12 down to 9.5 or 9. With 3 games at 9 or 2 at 9 and 1 at 9.5. So you're taking implied total wise a big step down there, but I mean, if that game fails, then everything else starts to look super good. Highest projected, we got the Mets going against Washington. The bullpen's not that good, and we're not too sure who the starter is as of yet. Make some interest going there. Arizona versus Walker, I think, is super interesting. Walker is a 6.27 FIP over the last 5, 6.09 over the last 20. The Philly bullpen's not all that great either. I don't mind going there. Seattle, very good offense. Makes some sense that they popping up, even though it's not a great spot. High value, we got Cleveland versus Pablo Lopez. I talked about how I like Lopez, but I also talked about how they've had some success versus them. Rangers versus Jason Junk. Jason Junk is allowing a lot of hard contact that breeds fantasy points and runs. Don't mind some value Ranger stacks. Arizona and Philly are one of my favorite stacks outside of Coors. You got hitter-friendly confines in Arizona and 2 offenses that can definitely get it done. High ceiling plays, we got Mets, and high leverage, we got Seattle and Milwaukee. Milwaukee makes a ton of sense. They've got to Sonny Gray before, and that offense is just very, very good. And they do it in a ton of different ways. They don't have to hit home runs. They can get stolen bases and play small ball and still score very well. It's just that ceiling doesn't go quite as high when that's how they're doing it. Now, clicking our team tabs, our high implied total. Angels at 6.2, Colorado at 5.8. Got to go way down to 4.9 versus Tijuan Walker and Arizona, and 4.9 for the Mets, 4.8 for the Dodgers. I do like these Dodgers stacks. They've got to Ray in the past. And Ray, if he's walking guys, just the floodgates open to having those big innings. And you don't want to do that against the Dodgers. Toronto at 4.7 versus Lorenzen makes a ton of sense. Yankees at 4.6. Philly at 4.6. Padres at 4.5 versus Davis Martin. Winds are blowing out in Chicago too, so understand that. Now, the stadium isn't as good as Wrigley as far as, making the ball fly, but there is some interest still. And even if you want to go leverage against Cease, he allows a lot of fly balls, so that home run with win potential is absolutely there. We can't come way down on the list as far as our leverage ones. I don't mind some San Francisco. I don't mind some Boston. And then I actually think this Boston spot is much more interesting than people are giving it credit for, or sports books are. 5.71 FIP over the last 5 for Rasmussen and 3.8 over the last 20. But hitting friendly stadium, nice temps, wind's not really blowing too much, but that Boston offense can definitely get it going. And then outside of that, maybe a little Minnesota, but love Milwaukee, love Baltimore. Padres are interesting, and Philly, New York, Toronto, everything up here is pretty much interesting. So that will do it for us today, guys. You all have a good one. We will be back more with next week. It's an interesting kind of schedule next week. Monday night only has like 3 games, so we're not going to have a DFS show Monday. Still will probably have a prop show though. And and then we got baseball the rest of the week. You all have a good one. We'll be back in about 40 minutes for the MLB prop show. And then later on today, Underdog show for NFL will be coming out, Underdog week 3. And then also NFL week 3 DFS main slate breakdown. Talk to y'all later. Please like, comment, subscribe. Come join us at LineStar. Do all that good stuff. We appreciate you all. Have a great day.